Hi all, welcome to Team of the Week 21 predictions. Looks a pretty tasty team of the week and also some nice individual cards to look forward to, so if you could smash the links would be awesome. Sub to the channel if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at @GIsALegend. All the links are down below for uploads to the channel and social media links as always, and comment down below who you would like in Team of the Week 21. And obviously the big question is, will Ronaldo make the cut? And remember to hit that notification bell so you know when uploads are up on the channel. So Aguero, Hazard and Higuain, 3 standouts for this team of the week. But our first shout is Ben Foster for a third in form. He made 4 saves and kept a clean sheet for Watford. Very impressive performance against Brighton, who had 21 shots on goal but they still could not score, despite Foster only making 4 saves. But his overall performance is what was highly applauded by fans and pundits alike. Then Orban, 2 goals and a clean sheet for Red Bull Leipzig. Halstenberg got 1 goal, 1 assist and a clean sheet in the same game. I think Orban is the stronger shout for a second in form, just due to the lack of options that are kind of high rated this week potentially. But Halstenberg, do not be surprised if he was given the nod as well. But for me, Orban, stronger shout and also handy for Bundesliga Player of the Month. So definitely a card that, because his first in form is widely used, his second in form I would suspect the same. Alex Telles, an assist and a clean sheet in the game midweek. I think it was like Wednesday, Thursday night. The Sunday night game has been a bit quieter for him, but that game for me, just due to the lack of standout defenders, I felt Telles deserved a shout. He also had a very good rating for what I saw in the game, and so he is probably one of my punts for the week. So I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't get in. But Goiano got a goal and a clean sheet for Braga against Aves, and Goiano definitely impressive in that performance, and fairly cheap in form I'd imagine, joining Raul also of Braga as an inform. So Braga, half the defence now have informs, so that could be appealing. Thorgan Hazard, 2 assists for Borussia Mönchengladbach, who are absolutely just keeping the pressure on Borussia Dortmund. And for me, Hazard's second in form looks inbound and would definitely be an appealing little card to have, and he's due an upgrade I think as well. So if he does get a second in form, the upgrade and the second in form might just suddenly look quite appealing. João Moutinho, 2 assists for him in his performance. Also got to consider Jimenez for 2 goals, but Moutinho was, over the 2 games that have been played, he was absolutely phenomenal. And Moutinho definitely a very strong shout. I think also rating plays a big part in this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jimenez just sneaked in. But Moutinho, from a midfield perspective and a Wolves perspective, definitely the class performer, and would be, I think, fairly cheap in all honesty. PZ, 1 goal, 1 assist. He got 1 goal, 1 assist over in the game tonight and in the game midweek. But either way, I would still fancy him to get in. The only problem is he played centre mid in one game, I believe, and right mid in the other. So if he gets in, what one do they give him it for, and do the position change him? So it shall be interesting. João Felix was also very impressive, getting 1 goal. I think it was 1 goal, 1 assist, and assisting a penalty I think at the same time. Visca got a hat-trick for Beşiktaşspor, who seems to be looking comfortable towards the Turkish title. And Visca fairly cheap in form, I would assume, but also quite appealing at the same time for trading purposes, due to his base card and also the inform. Joshua King, second inform, looks inbound for him, 2 goals, 1 assist. And in all honesty, if you've ever tried his base card or first in form, it is actually quite decent. The second in form could be very appealing. There is possible rumours that or suggestions that he may get the Player of the Month, but ahead of Rashford, Lacazette and Lindelof might be a bit tricky. But regardless, a second in form for his performance against Chelsea is more than deserved and will be very handy regardless. How cheap he will be is a big question. Higuain, 2 goals for Chelsea against Huddersfield. A lot of folk might go Hazard as well. I wouldn't be surprised people putting him in their top possible or even in their own predictions. And obviously, due to his one to watch being at AC Milan, I'm assuming the one to watch now becomes Chelsea and his inform now becomes his first in form will be obviously Chelsea, so his one to watch waiting I think will do enough. But Hazard and Higuain, definitely one of them will be an inform, but I think for me personally it will be given to Higuain, and he could also be fairly cheap for a 99, so keep that in mind. Aguero got a hat-trick against Arsenal, and in all honesty, if that doesn't bag you an inform, I don't know what will. The only thing that may go against him from getting an inform is due to, I believe, one of the goals was a handball, or he used a hand in play, so they may take one. EA might go against it, but I highly doubt it. Aguero just too tempting to put in, to kind of knock back, as it were. So see what happens with him. Subs and reserves, we start off with James Tavernier, 2 goals and a clean sheet. He missed 1 penalty. He had the chance for a hat-trick of penalties, but he didn't take the one that Defoe scored. But regardless, the 2 goals that he did score I think should still be enough to bag him an inform at last. He has got a lot of goals this season, a lot of them has came from penalties, but I feel that should still do more than enough to see him merit an inform into Team of the Week 21. I think he might even get an upgrade, so see what happens. Coop Minor's got 2 goals and a clean sheet. I have seen CDM and centre back for this player from AZ Alkmaar. I'm assuming it's a position change looking at what I saw, and he had a very impressive rating across all the boards that I've seen. So Coop Minor's fairly cheap discard inform, but he has merited his place on what I've seen. Ollie Watkins, 2 goals and 1 assist for Brentford in their 5-2 victory. You could also consider the winger Ben Rama for 1 goal and 2 assists, but I feel Ollie Watkins is the more desirable card. But obviously, as you kind of see, we've got quite a few 74s, so they may go Ben Rama for the lower rating and due to discard, but I think someone from Brentford should get in for their respective performances. Between them both anyway, between Ben Rama and Watkins, both had high ratings. Orsic got a hat-trick for Dinamo Zagreb in their 6-2 victory, more than deserved. Now, a couple of years ago I remember him getting an inform. It was quite cheap and appealing, and I think this inform could also join that fairly cheap and appealing club if you're a fan of Croatian football. And Wolfswinkel, hat-trick for Basel in their 4-0 victory, and joins the inform club, as does Fortounis for Olympiacos, getting himself a hat-trick, joining the discard inform club of the week. Prato of the Argentinian league got 2 goals and 1 assist. I'm sure it's River Plate, I just panicked on the badge, that was what nearly threw me. 2 goals, 1 assist, and should see himself getting into Team of the Week. Really, 4 saves, one of them being a penalty save in the Basque derby. Willie and Jose got 1 goal, 1 assist in the same game, but I feel really, due to the lack of goalkeepers that I'm kind of seeing stand out, there is a couple others which I will mention later on for Team of the Week, but really for me just doing enough I feel to merit a slot in. De Jong also joining the hat-trick club this week, and fairly cheap discard inform, and won't be the most appealing card in the world, but there is fans of the league regardless. Then from there, when you focus on other second informs, Finn Bogason joining the hat-trick club as well. 84 rated, could be fairly cheap and handy for player of the month, so definitely one to keep an eye on. Neres got 1 goal, 2 assists for Ajax as they run riot, rebounding against Feyenoord after the Feyenoord defeat last week. And then the final card to make Team of the Week 21 is Pavon. He got 1 goal, 1 assist. If you've got his League SBC card or not yet, he may suddenly be getting an inform that's in between and could be fairly appealing in his own right. But all in all, a fairly tasty Team of the Week for some individual cards, and depending what leagues or teams that you kind of rock up. But as we said, top possible include Halstenberg, Polido, Zafan, Lowry, Elton, Varancic, Asambolonga, Ronaldo, Klose, Jimenez, Lasoga, Leao, Caputo, Maksimovic, Willian Jose, Kone, Ninkovic, Marchesn, Fernandez, Ben Rama, Tim Weah, Fabregas, Schlupp, Michel, Charles, Kagawa and Campana, and Bobby Reid. So Kagawa and Bobby Reid could get in possibly as well, so don't be surprised with them. And same for Campana or Marchesn, one of them might be the other goalkeeper. But hopefully this gives you plenty of food for thought for Team of the Week 21. As I said, folks, let me know in the comments down below if there is anyone else that I may have missed. Smash like as always, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at GZLegend, comment down below, as I said, folks, who you fancy for Team of the Week 21, and I will catch you all later.